I'm going to talk about this person who blew my mind in her dedication, in her determination, the aura she carries, the knowledge she has in her industry. It's way beyond my words. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about her little so that you will be understanding what she's going to share about her journey. Okay, the first I want to talk about, she is from film industry. She landed already many projects and working with many directors in southern. Okay, she's exploring the whole in pan India as well. So if I talk about her experience, she has 7+ years of um, industrial experience in fashion brands and then costume designing for the celebrities, for weddings and everything. She has depth knowledge about how film industry works and how the clothes and brand and fashion takes place in the movie making. Okay, and then if I talk about her brand name is called Juneberry. She launched this brand in 2016 in Chennai and Coimbatore. um, she is very soon going to go international. Okay, and she mostly work for celebrities now. She design a costume for a movies. And one thing I want to tell you guys, why I use the word determination, she taught herself. It's a self-taught fashion designing. It's not a piece of cake or walk in a park. Okay, she taught herself while she was pregnant. Okay, and then she established herself into a brand. She launched a label called Juneberry, which not everybody will do. Okay, so women out there who's watching, you want to learn fashion, you want to know how to design a costume, and she is the best person. And good news for all of you is she is teaching you at a very low price. People who cannot afford go to designer school, people who cannot afford to have a designer fashion degree, she is teaching online courses. I think we all should definitely learn from her what she has done to achieve all this. And one more thing, if I want to tell you, it blew my mind. Of course it will blow you away also. BBC has interviewed her for the tremendous work she has done. Okay, so I think I should stop talking and I should invite our guest on board to listen from her itself how this is possible. Okay, thank you so much, Sobernika. Welcome you on board with YesPeopletainment. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi,
Hi.
Shwati. How are you? Hope you guys are safe. And yes, thank you for giving this opportunity. And this is my first live, in fact, and so that I can share my, experiences with my people, and so I can answer all your questions. This is my first
Wow,
live, as I told. So, like, God bless me today.
oh, we are blessed today, Sobernika, I must tell you, because I have worked with wonderful women around me, and I always get inspired. People like you who can push me to go forward. Same like me, many other women you're gonna inspire today after they listen to your story. Definitely, they're gonna do their part to take care of their family, to take care of the society and the people around them. I'm so super glad you're here with us today. So, people from
Thank
Chennai,
you.
Coimbatore, Bangalore, watch out for her. She's aiming for Oscar. Okay, one day she will
Oh my God.
definitely. Okay,
Definitely, I'll get it.
remember.
I'm that is my dream, and it's not just dream, it is possible in reality, and I'm like working really hard to know the more technical detailing of the technical side of costume designing, not the fashion designing. There is a lot of difference between costume and fashion designing. So
Fashion.
when it comes to film, more into costumes, and when it's common people, it's more of a fashion. So I'm like learning really, lot of technical things on costumes so that I can like start my journey with Hollywood films and English films, even Tamil films. There are a lot of films, Indian films, I should say, like a lot of films which is aiming for Hollywood, and the worldwide releases, or it is the story is being chosen to be the best and which nominated to the Oscars. So I'm happy to work with any language or any regional film which has a good story and all. So let's see, waiting for the best, and I'm like, working hard also. Let's see.
Wow, Oscar it is. Okay, so we will come to the Oscar. First, we want to know, our audiences want to know, what is your journey? Please take us through your journey from where you have started, you have landed till Oscar, till nomination, in the Hollywood and Pan India. So please take us through your journey.
Okay, see, my life wasn't so easy. My journey wasn't so easy from my childhood. Like I always had a dream to study higher and do PG and masters and all. Due to some financial situation, I had to work for my family to take care of their needs and to support my parents, because we are a family of five, and when my people are suffering, I cannot just go sit in school and study. So I had to discontinue my 10th standard and then start working from the age of 13 and a half. Um, Almost 6, 7 years I worked in many industries like insurance, automobile, holidays, and which is timeshare. And I'm a hardcore sales and marketing person. So, with a lot of struggles, it wasn't an easy journey because I studied in a government school. Though the primary and nursery was like in a convent, but after that, my high school and higher secondary, it was purely in a government school, a corporation school of Coimbatore. So, like, I didn't have any exposure towards communication or the language skill. I didn't have anything. I was zero when I was started my career at the age of 13 and a half. No English. Probably I would say good morning, good evening, or if somebody asks if I know or not, I will nod my head or say yes or no. So initially, since I was working in Coimbatore in a small profile jobs, my Tamil, my local language was enough for me to work and survive and take care of my family needs. And I had to really work harder because even in those times, the women employees were very less than the male. A lot of male dominations, and they don't encourage women coming to office jobs. Maybe even the textile mills of Coimbatore and the agricultural side and the engineering side, women was there. But when it comes to sales and marketing, there were less employees. I didn't say that there were no employees. There were very less employees. So I had to struggle on those things. And the moreover, all my colleagues, they're all from an MBA graduates or a postgraduates who will be working. I'm the only one who was like 10 standard discontinued. I mean, you could have felt like what sort of journey I would have got in there. So much of insults and shames, but I didn't want to just stop there. If language is the only problem, I think I can learn any language, right? So started learning English in probably like 6 months or 7 months. I was like I was able to speak, write, and read in English very fluently. I had friends who speaks only in English. I made friends like that so that I get practice. I get enough practice so that one barrier of mine, the communication is broke, and now I can communicate in any language. I can actually, even if I travel to any country, English will help me out. And then by 2010, I started my own company because I felt like, okay, enough. You should stop working for others and you should start something on your own. So I started my advertising agency in the name of Elephant. So I was more into branding, sales, and marketing. I was helping people to reach to their potential audience and the right audience to get more sales, and a lot of revenue generation activities we were doing. A lot of event managements also I used to do, and that was a time where social media marketing kick started in Tamil Nadu. Like I was doing Facebook marketing and all early in 2010, 11, which I'm talking about, and a lot of outdoor advertisements. I was in like a lot of things I used to do. When it comes to advertisement, I take it as a whole package for a client. And then I was what, 22, 23. What a woman will do, fall in love for a nice, handsome man, and then with a lot of butterflies and a lot of dreams, we believe them and we get married to them. And then I was happily married. 1 month, 2 months went, and things did not work, but I got pregnant in the meantime. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't have proper emotional support, and my parents were actually split when I was 19, 18-year old. So I was not in touch with my mother. I just had my father. But when it's a pregnancy, then we cannot share everything with the father, right? We need a mother. I didn't have a sister either. Luckily, like, I mean, unfortunately, I had only two brothers where I cannot share all my pregnancy pains and discomforts to them. So I had to carry all the pains and the loneliness or the discomforts or the insecurities within me. So to forget those the flaws, whatever I told right now, to forget the loneliness or to forget being alone and all. What I did is, like, in fact, I had a severe morning sickness, and the first pregnancy symptom, it was too high for me, too intense for me. So I have to pass my advertising agency for some time till I give birth to my baby. So I started thinking what I can do. Like, in the whole pregnancy, I wanted to spend it wisely and something really creative and all. So I thought I've decided to design beautiful dresses for my daughter. Some instinct that I'll give birth to a girl baby. I started learning designing from my second month onwards. To be frank, I didn't know where to study, which book to buy, and will it be enough knowledge we get through books, or I had a severe doubt that will I be able to study through books or online. But I didn't I didn't want to go out and go for an institution and study. First of all, I didn't have enough time, or I didn't have proper health issue to go to an institute and study and learn things. So I decided to learn myself. I bought few books. I had a phone and a good internet connection. Geo was giving a lot of datas and all to people. So I wanted to utilize my smartphone as my investment and started lot of YouTube videos. At least for one garment, I used to see at least 10 to 15 videos, type of videos. I used to practice all those things. So I get some nice books related to it. I do a lot of research on the pattern making, the designing, the styling, the colors, the body types, and you name it, the body relationship between thigh and abdomen, the different kind of chest, and because women body is like not like a male, and customizing a dress for a woman, it is not as easy as we designing it for a man. So, like, I had to understand the technicalities and the difficulties of each and every fitting, because each and every fitting varies. So the whole 9 month, probably the whole 8 months, from morning to evening, I just go eat and sit with my books, sit with my YouTube videos. I've got a small sewing machine. I started practicing. I used to card stitch. People told, when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to stitch, you're not supposed to cut. But I did not listen to anybody. I was like, I wanted to do something. So my instinct kept on saying me that keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. So I just went with that, and when I completed 9 months, somehow, like, I wouldn't say that I finished learning fashion. Even now, I'm updating myself. Every day is a learning process for me in the career. So I'm just practicing fashion even now today. So my ninth month, I finished all the basics of fashion, and I know, like, how to make a garment for a person's body, depending on their requirements, depending on the fabric, what they choose, on their budget, etc. And another side, my marriage didn't go well as planned, as I dreamt of, as any girl dreamt of. Lot of problems happened, lot of misunderstandings, and the failures of expectations, or the failures of meeting the personal expectations. And due to many personal reasons, we had to split, and he have decided us to he have decided to leave us, and then I was abandoned with my 1 year old child and all. So I had to call a few of my friends and then ask for a support, for a financial support to find a house. And I had no money. I left with no money when I came out of the home. I just had my confidence and my baby and my tailoring and this fashion. This is what I knew when I came out. And I'm sure that I think I can come back of whatever I was going through the struggles and the discomforts. I know one day it'll bring me to like a place where my ex-husband, he will regret the decision of leaving me and my daughter. So I've decided to live alone with her and decided to start something on my own from home. So started from home and then went to a very small shop in a outskirts of Coimbatore and then moved into a main commercial market. And then from there we moved to a bigger square foot of space. So I had a gown store in Coimbatore. Lot of designers in Coimbatore, they were doing blouses and salwars and all. I didn't want to be one among 10, and I decided to, embrace the Coimbatore audience with wedding gowns instead of wedding saris and lehengas. I want them to switch to gowns and all. So it took little bit time for me to reach to audience because Coimbatore market is not like Chennai or Tier A market. So it was a bit difficult for me to push the gowns to their mind for the marriage, wedding and gowns. So we took a lot of time, but we made it. When it comes to gown, people started calling Juneberry, and they used to approach me, and we become a gown designer. And I projected myself as a gown designer more than the regular blouse designer. So I had to think of designing costumes for films, but I didn't have any contacts. I didn't have any sitting in Coimbatore. The film industry is in Chennai. It wasn't easy for me to approach, and having a small baby and having a store running here, having a lot of clients and working for them. Approaching film industry wasn't very easy, but I tried. Again, my phone and my data helped me. There is Facebook and Instagram where celebrities all there. So I went and knocked each and everybody's door. Hi, I'm Sobranika. I'm from Coimbatore. I'm a designer. So give me an opportunity to work in your film. What reply would I've got? Like out of, let's say, out of 100 celebrities, 96% there is no reply. That's how I've got like 4 or 5 people replied for my messages. They said, why not? Sure, just send your profile. And there's some said, come and meet. That's how I met Mr. Vijay Anthony. And then I met his wife, Mrs. Fatima Vijay Anthony. And then I spoke about it. At that time, they didn't have any offer for costume designing. So I was into, as I told, I'm a hardcore salesperson for sales and marketing. I proposed them that I could do in-film branding for their film. So even now also I do in-film brandings for film, that I bring brands to the film. We incorporate brands inside the film where the brands will get branding. The production house gets money. It's like in exchange of services for both of them. So I proposed. They liked. They gave me an offer. We signed a contract with Vijay Anthony Film Corporation. My first contract in film industry with Vijay Anthony Film Corporation. I was so proud. I showed the picture, the logo to my friends, and they were all excited. And then since the movie was like half movie was completed, so I could get a few brands incorporated to the film. And suddenly, he called up and said, "You want to design my film for costume?" I said, "Yes, of course."
Wow.
I know, like first initially I wasn't so disappointed being in Coimbatore. Wow, what I didn't get costumes. I went for in-film branding. Why I didn't get costume? I didn't sit and cry. I got in-film branding. I went into Vijay Anthony Film Corporation. Then it is easy for me to get costumes and all. I was very sure about it. I'll be doing his films. So when he said, I said okay, and then we have my first film was Timir Pudichavan. In fact, I did only half of the movie, but somebody have done half of the film already. So I went like in the middle of the film, but still it was my first film. The first day on this on the set, I still remember like how I felt as a designer. And when my director called for the costumes and all, I was like, because it was just 4 years journey from zero to the costume designer. The time when I learned, it was just only 4 years, but it was a quick growth, I would say, but it wasn't very easy. The time frame, because I invested a lot of time. I used to study and practice for 18 hours a day. I sleep very less, and finally, I was like, I made it. If I could do this film, I'm sure I can go to any extent. Like I can do all the regional film, all the actors film, all the. There are my dream directors whom I wanted to work with. I can work in all of their films. I can go to Bollywood, Hollywood. Like dreams are endless. The planet is very tiny. I don't think like it is. It's really big. I can just go around anywhere I wanted. So it was like first step of my film dream as a costume designer. Especially women can understand without a husband, being alone with a baby, how much of insecurities a women will go, especially when working in a male domination industry. So far the industry treated me so well, but still we will have a insecure feeling inside. So coming across and updating and having a baby, managing a baby and managing the business, and taking care of the customers, it was a challenging journey, I would say. It is. So that's
Wow.
all my journey.
It took my breath away, actually. So you mentioned something like, I 4 years is not a short time. It's a short time I climb up the ladder. But before 4 years, you were last 7 years preparing for you for this 4 years. That's what I would say. Even when you are
Very true.
pregnant,
Very true.
18
Mm.
hours you were, I don't know. You were dedicating your every cell for this. That's why that 4 years is a short time for you, and you completely deserve that.